$60 billion, according to industry experts, is worth today's global music business. Many musicians took their share of those billions and became filthy rich. But the question is, how many of these filthy rich are women? More precisely, who is in the top 10 richest in the world? Number 10. Jennifer Lopez is an award-winning singer-songwriter, actress, and without a doubt one of the most popular and influential leading artists of her generation. To say that her music career has been successful is an understatement. J-Lo, as she is affectionately referred by fans and the press, has sold over 80 million records, and her acting career is so successful that by 2019 she was earning up to 40 million a year. Today, the multi-talented crooner has a net worth of 400 million. J-Lo owns several properties in Miami, New York, and around the world. However, her main residence is a sprawling 7-bedroom mansion on 8 acres in the posh Bel Air neighborhood of Los Angeles, which she purchased from actress Celine Dion for $29 million in 2016. Earlier in her career, she spent $4.3 million on this 11-bedroom home overlooking Beverly Hills, that later sold for $12.5 million. Now, it may surprise you to know that J-Lo has never driven a car herself, but that hasn't stopped her from amassing an impressive collection of cars. Her cheapest car is a 17,000 Fiat 500 Abarth, which she got as a gift from Fiat itself early on her career after starring in one of their adverts on a more expensive one. She also has 3 Rolls-Royces, a Rolls-Royce Phantom for $460,000, a Rolls-Royce Dawn for $356.5, and a Rolls-Royce Ghost for $340,000. Her ex-husband gave her a Porsche 911 GTS for her 50th birthday, and she also owns a $78,000 Cadillac Escalade and a $202,000 Bentley Continental GTC. In total, her car collection is worth about $1.5 million. Number 9. Shania Twain, known as the Queen of Country Pop, is a cultural phenomenon in her home country, Canada, and around the world. Despite a difficult start in life, Shania was incredibly successful, selling over 12 million copies of her album Woman and Me by 2007, successfully entering the North American market. However, unlike J-Lo, whose wealth comes from both acting and music, the vast majority of Shania's net worth is purely record sales and royalties from music career. Shania Twain's boasts over 10 million records sold and over 20 different awards, including 5 Grammys. She's also the 6th best-selling female artist in the United States with a net worth of 410 million. In addition to her music career, Shania runs a perfume line and charity. She also owns prime properties in some of the world's most luxurious locations. 2 of its most luxurious are its spectacular 700 square feet Bahamas waterfront residence set on an A1 lot that offers 150 feet of beach. It costs as much as $10 million. The second mansion is located on Lake Geneva and offers a scenic view worthy of the villain James Bond. But Shania is not a villain. She's a fan favorite and lives a very private life, which is why no one knows how much real estate costs. Shania also has an amazing car collection, including a $250,000 Ford Thunderbird, vintage 1968 Shelby GT500KR, Jaguar E-Type, 1970s Chevy Corvette. Number 8. Barbra Streisand. Next on this list is the diva queen herself. Barbra Streisand is one of the few artists alive today whose career spans generations. I mean, she's been active and important for 6 decades, and her journey becomes even more impressive when you consider the fact that she had very humble beginnings. Since she was a child, she knew she wanted to become a singer and actress, and she made her dream come true. When she was 16, she moved to New York and began taking every role she could think of. She sang in nightclubs at night and eventually landed her first major acting job the other night with Harry Stone. Since then, Barbara has enjoyed success as both an actress and musician, winning Grammy Awards, Golden Globes, Oscars, and Tonys. among many others. Today, she's worth a baffling $425 million. According to Forbes, Barbra used much of this wealth to acquire a cliffside property in Malibu for $100 million. It is so grandiose that there is a rumor that Barbra has set up a mall in the basement of the house. When it comes to cars, every vehicle Barbra owns or even touches become priceless. It's 1959, mentally an S1 that would probably hit tens out of 1 million if she ever decided to sell. There is the 1959, and then there this 1976 Mercedes 450 SL, which would normally cost somewhere around $30,000. But since it's Barbra's car, you can bet it would easily rack up six figures, if not more. Number 7. Victoria Beckham. As a British icon and on the international stage, she started as a central member of the musical group Spice Girls, which quickly became one of the most successful female musical groups in the world. Victoria eventually ventured into the fashion world, where she founded an eponymous fashion label. However, unlike most of the other stars in this list, she was born into a wealthy family. Victoria was interested in singing from an early age and auditioned for a stage in 1994. This led her to join the highly successful Spice Girls, which went on to sell over 80 million records worldwide. Today, she's worth an estimated $450 million, thanks in large part to her fashion line and skincare line, which make up the bulk of her income. Victoria is married to equally wealthy and equally famous David Beckham, and they have 4 children together. Now this is where things get difficult, because they've been married for a long time and bought a lot of stuff together, which they all own. For example, they jointly own a real estate portfolio worth $82 million, including $31 million terrace houses in London and another £6 million farmhouse in a London conservation area. They paid £19 million for a Miami penthouse with stunning views of the Miami skyline and the Atlantic Ocean. They own 2 houses in Dubai, worth an estimated $13 million combined. On to top it all off, a $5 million 19-meter custom-built yacht that they used for their first song's wedding to his billionaire daughter reception. Number 6. Gloria Estefan, a world-renowned singer from Cuban descent, is known as the Queen of Latin Pop and one of the best-selling artists of all time. She's known for paving the way for several other Latin singers, including Selena Gomez and Ricky Martin. Gloria Estefan was born in Havana, Cuba. She immigrated to the United States with her family and became the U.S. citizen through naturalization in 1974. In 1975, Estefan and her cousin met the leader of a band. In 1977, the band changed its name to Miami Sound Engine and began releasing albums. Sometime later, the band was accepted by CBS International Disco, where they found both local and international success. In 1989, Gloria was on her own, and over the next 20 years, her success reached the hits. Today, she has sold over 75 million tracks worldwide and has a net worth of $500 million. With $100 million, Gloria has also started a number of businesses, including a hotel and a Cuban-themed restaurant. Together with her husband, Emilio Estefan, they own a majority stake in the Miami Dolphins and own properties across the country. Their most valuable property, however, has to be Miami's exclusive Star Island community, which they bought for $1.84 million in 1993 and sold last week for a staggering $35 million home, 6 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, 7,888 square feet. Number 5. Beyoncé Giselle. Knowles Carter, aka Queen Bee, is one of the highest paid black musicians of all time, with a net worth of a staggering $500 million today. It's now easy to see where a large portion of her wealth comes from. From the beginning of her career, Beyoncé has made a lot of money. In 2008, she earned more than $80 million, and she's one of only 2 artists to earn more than $100 million a year. She has also sold over 200 million copies of her tracks and has received numerous endorsements and sponsorships. Beyoncé also owns 100% of 1 million activewear brand named after her daughter Ivy Park, since Beyoncé is married to Jay-Z and has been together longer than most expected. As of 2003, most of their property is jointly owned. Early in her career, Beyoncé bought a spacious $5 million apartment in Manhattan for £3.5 million in 2005 and sold it for $10 million in 2017. Recently, Queen B and J bought a 13,000 square foot home that used to be a Presbyterian church. This extravagant purchase is second only to the Queen's 15th birthday car collection. She got her first and arguably most expensive car ever, a 1959 Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud worth $1 million. But things haven't always been smooth sailing for the state queen. However, she came from a poor background. She went from singing in church to singing with a music publisher. Her big break came in 1974 with the song I Will Always Love You, which topped the country charts, and the rest they say in history. Today, Dolly Parton is inducted into more than 10 different music halls of fame. She's won more Grammys than I can count, and she is worth $650 million. Marvelous. Her wealth is due in part to her music and in part to the countless businesses she owns. From restaurants to theme parks to charities, Dolly Parton is a mogul. She owned a 4,795 square foot house on a quiet street in suburban Nashville from 1980 until 1996, when she sold it for $140,000. It may not be a mention, but when it comes to cars, it has become a country music lover's tourist attraction, and Dolly Parton has a strong affinity for Cadillacs. In 1997, Cadillac Elegance is her personal favorite. It recently entered a museum dedicated to the undisputed godmother of country music. Number 3. Celine Dion. The most popular Canadian musician in the world is Celine Dion. It's true, and you don't even have to know or like their music. Maybe it's her powerful voice, her timeless melodies, or her ability to sing in English, French, Chinese, Latin, Italian, and Japanese. Whatever it was, it had paid off for her. Today, she's the second best artist in America and has been named Adult Contemporary Queen by Billboard. By the end of 2010, Celine Dion has grossed nearly $750 million, and today she's worth $820 million. It should come as no surprise that Celine is also a business genius. She owns a handbag line and several other businesses, such as restaurants and real estate. Celine owns and sells several properties, but the most famous of her long and successful career has been this custom-built Malibu, Florida mansion, which sold for nearly $40 million. Speaking of cars, the 500,000 52-year-old Maybach she regularly drives is one of her most expensive and beautiful cars. That's impressive, especially considering you went from nobody to Madonna's top. Number 2. Madonna is known as an icon, a legend, the undisputed diva of pop, and all of that is true because not many artists, male or female, can match the level of success and influence that Madonna experienced. Her bold, provocative, and expressive style, extraordinary songwriting, and visually stunning music videos have made Madonna a legend. Madonna, the best-selling recording artist of all time, is worth a staggering $850 million during the pandemic. Over the weekend, she bought a $19.3 million mansion in Hidden Hills. The property consists of a 13,391 square foot main house with 7 bedrooms and 9 bathrooms, fitness facility, wine room, theater, bar area, A5 garage, and full basketball court. In 2017, she shelled out $8.9 million for a 4-bedroom Morris Revival mansion, and in 2009, she spent another $40 million for the 13-bedroom Georgian mansion. I could go on and on about the countless homes she owns, so let's talk about their cars. As you might have guessed, Madonna also has an incredible roster of cars throughout her illustrious career. However, the most famous car she currently drives is an extremely rare Maybach 62 that she sells for a whopping $1.8 million that you'll probably never find on the market. Number 1. Rihanna. Robin Rihanna Fenty, known as the Caribbean islands' biggest export, is without a doubt the richest musician in the world. According to Forbes herself, she's a bona fide billionaire with a net worth of $1.4 billion. This is coming from a guy who bet on himself when he dropped out of high school to pursue music. In less than a decade of singing, Rihanna has become the second best-selling artist of all time, with more than 250 million copies of her songs sold. Winner of 9 Grammy Awards, 13 American Music Awards, 6 Guinness World Records, and 12 Billboard Music Awards. In addition to music, however, Rihanna is also an actress, style icon, and businesswoman, the latter two of which have brought the music billionaire the most bread. Rihanna's multi-billion-dollar Fenty brand has a wide variety of fashion products. On the family front, Rihanna recently purchased the 14 million Beverly Hills estate where she lives. Living there with sweetheart A$AP Rocky means she's neighbor to her musical idols, Madonna and Sir Paul McCartney. Rihanna also has a secret 44 million residence in London. And when it comes to cars, there is no such thing as an unaffordable luxury car. We currently know that she has 6 cars in her garage. The Chevrolet Suburban LTZ is 73.8 thousand, and the Lamborghini Aventador cost 817.255 thousand. A 600,000 Maybach 57, the most expensive of them all, the Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren Sterling Moss, cost her a whopping 1 million.